Getting out of bed is the toughest part of this whole process. It's super cold today. Ooh, this is how I am dressed. Yeah. And well, I wanted to film a New Year's resolution video. I actually also did quite a few takes on it, but I have decided, or it just didn't feel right. So this video, hopefully I will actually publish this, will be all about the 4 or 5 things that I have learned from the last 3 years. And I have my protein shake. I made it and I'm gonna drink this here. So I reached and I'm gonna quickly go. Get ready. Back and take forward. That's all you're doing. Keep your shoulders rolled back. You got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. No pain, no gain. So
hello everyone, this is Pia from Celebrating Every Day with Pia, and I have used this channel as a way to battle loneliness in the 3 years that I dealt with my separation and divorce. I have I've used music, I have just done chatty videos, I have travel vlogs, I have vlogs where I mourn the loss of my mother, of course the recipe videos. That's how I started celebrating Every Day with Pia as a channel where I posted my recipes, but it grew to a lot of different things. In the last 3 years of dealing with separation and divorce, things have been really hard and very, very, very lonely, because I'm someone that has never been left alone from a very young age. From when as a South Asian girl, I was always told, don't be alone, don't go in places alone, don't do things alone, because the world is an unsafe place for girls and women, and you always needed to depend on someone. So my biggest fear was being alone in my apartment. It used to drive me crazy. The days that my daughter would spend time with her dad, we share 50-50 custody, and the 2 weeks that she was not here, I remember a time where I would cry in bed for days, just wondering why I was alive without my daughter around. I was a mother, that was my identity, and when you take that identity away, who was I and what was I doing? What was my purpose on earth? Slowly but surely, I have really, little by little, dug myself out of that hole I was pushed into. And today I'm doing this video especially because I feel very proud to be where I am right now. So the 3 years of that whole divorce journey were filled with struggle and uncertainty and just sadness and at the loss of my family. And I finally feel like I'm on firmer ground, that I've sort of crawled my way out of that pit, and today I feel a lot lot more stable. Am I where I want to be? Not really. There's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to see. There's a lot more to earn, and I'm on ground right now, and I want to fly in the sky. This year I take control of who I am, and I take control of my destiny. And for the first time in my life, I decide who I want to be. I decide what I want to do. I decide where I want to take my life ahead. So I've actually thought up of a few things that I have followed in the last 3 years to bring me to this position, and those are rules that I will live by. So what are the rules that I, celebrating every day with Pia, lives by? So firstly, don't listen to other people telling you what to do for your life. They don't live with you. They haven't dealt with the things you have. They don't know who you are. The only person who knows your capability is you and no one else. So while listening to other people's advice may give you some idea of how to go about things, nobody can actually guide you there. You're the one that has to take the steps. So if it is positive advice, yes, listen to it and see how you can adapt it to yourself. If it is negative things, honestly, my view is that whatever we say to others is a reflection of us. So if someone is saying things that are hurtful and negative, it isn't you. Those are just words, and those are words that came out of that person's mouth. So it's their mentality. It is not you. Don't apologize. I was someone that sort of, every sentence I would say a sorry. And why did I do that? Because I never felt good enough. That I constantly felt like I was failing everyone around me. I was failing my children. I was failing my spouse. I was failing in my friends. I was failing at everything. But when I think back at it, nobody is perfect. So as long as you have good intentions and a pure heart, and what you do is not to hurt anyone else, you don't owe anyone an apology. So don't apologize. Just think short term. When you are in a situation where things are not going right and there's something that you're stuck in, I realized that it is very important to look ahead. Don't look back. Don't stop, and keep taking one small step after the other. Think of, if you got up, you had a bad day in bed, think of getting out and having lunch. Think of taking a shower. Take little steps. Face one day at a time. Don't think 10 steps ahead, because when you do think 10 steps ahead, it's overwhelming and scary. So just keep swimming. Just like Dory said, just keep swimming, 1 foot at a time, 1 day at a time. And look at me now. I just focused on small steps, And those steps have led me generally in the right direction, I believe. So focus on every day. Don't try and plan for long term when you are going through something like I did. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. And this one is really hard because our brains are hardwired to, make sure that we are safe. So every time you think of the mistake, you are paralyzed and you really cannot move forward. There have been so many times that I've just had to make a decision, not worry about whether it was right or wrong. Because, the minute I started thinking about, is it the wrong thing to do or the right thing to do, my brain would get confused and I would be stuck. So I just made decisions, right or wrong, I don't know. In general, the small mistakes that you make, maybe, are small ones, but long term, you realize that those, what is more important is to keep moving. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. I've made them repeatedly and I'm still making a lot. Own your emotions. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to want to rest. It's okay to take the 1 day and 2 day and 3 days in bed. Because if you are going through a separation and a divorce, you have to grieve what you've lost. Because if you don't deal with it now, you will deal with it at some point or the other. And I'd rather, I am very proud that I own my emotions, that I've cried enough, that I have mourned the loss of my house, of my family, of my pet, of everything that affected me. I let it flow through me. I've let it flow through me. It came in and it has slowly but surely, it is going out. Am I 100% happy? No, because that's never life. Sadness and happiness are both part of life. And just like I know that there will be happy moments, even if they're not, I'm going to make sure to create those happy moments. When sadness comes, I let it flow through me. And I let it sit there. And I let it be part of my being. And I'm very proud that I did that and I owned my emotions, because now I don't feel as sad anymore. I feel anxious, I feel scared, because things are uncertain and there's just so much I want to achieve that it's scary. My ambition scares me, but I'm not afraid of being scared, because when I am scared is when I do my best work. So I'm proud of owning my emotions. Draw your boundaries. Doesn't matter who, if anyone disrespects you, you walk away. To me, this again is a very hard learned lesson. I've always, and it comes from not being confident about myself. I've let people use me over and over and over because I feel happy in other people's happiness, because I've never being an empath and being a codependent, I absolutely cling to other people. And slowly but surely, the one thing I will not take, be it my children, be it a partner, be it anyone, absolutely not okay. Because disrespect is the first step to abuse. If you let people disrespect you over and over, then they know that this is a person I can use, and I will not let you disrespect me. If I put in an effort, equal effort needs to be put in from the other side. It's any relationship, and I mean any relationship, has to be 50-50. If it is not, if it is skewed, it's a problem. So respect me and I will respect you. That's a rule I absolutely will live by for the rest of my life. Take care of yourself, pamper yourself. Being a mother, being a caretaker, being a wife, I always put other people's needs before mine. If I didn't get enough rest, it was okay because I had others to take care of. The 20 years have taken a toll on my body. And I realize that now, because for the 3 years, I have actually slept a lot and, been exhausted. And I realize now that it's the stress and the lack of self-care that I put in the 20 years that has caught up with me. So now I make sure to pamper myself. I eat good food, I wear good clothes, I do things I love doing. I love traveling, so I make sure that I go to these amazing places. The last place I went to, Matera, was because I watched the last James Bond movie and fell in love with that location. So I took myself there. And the joy I felt in being there and making my own dream come true, nothing beats it. So take care of yourself, because nobody else will. Lastly, be your own cheerleader. And this is something, again, really, really hard to do. And especially for me, because I have always suffered from low self-esteem. Initially, I got rejection after rejection after rejection. But I would wake up every morning and say, this is a new day. And today, the possibilities are endless, because I am capable, because I know that I can achieve what I want to achieve, that I have it in me, that I have the talent, that I have the spirit, that I have the intelligence to achieve everything I want to. I do need to tell myself that. So be your own cheerleader. And last but not the least, don't worry, be happy.